Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Quierete Mucho podcast. I am your host, Stacy D, and this is...
Elisa Diaz.
Hello, Mom. Welcome back to another episode.
Hello, guys. Hello, Stacy.
Hi, Mom. Okay, so let me just start off by telling them, because we've had such a crazy day, girl.
Yeah.
We did. So we typically take Fridays to film. And this morning, my mom got here. We were ready to go. And it's just been like a crazy week overall. And so when we were starting to film, literally, nos sentamos a grabar. And then we get a message that the internet guy is coming. And yes. I just have so much on my brain that I literally forgot that he was coming today. And so we were like, okay, it's fine. Like, he'll just be working in the back, installing the internet. And we are just going to film. And we were filming. And then empezó con el taladro con todo lo que da. So... So we weren't able to film, and then after that, I had the raffle today for the Louis bag with my subscribers, and then I had to go deliver that. So we're here now.
Yeah,
Gracias
finally.
Gracias a Dios, we're here. We got a new setup. How are you feeling the vibe, Mom? Do you like the setup?
Yeah, I think the setup is good.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Let's go for it.
Nice. Okay, so welcome everybody to the Quierete Mucho podcast. Just to let you guys know really quick, we decided to change the setup because before we were in my office, but it kind of felt like we were a little bit cramped, huh? Like it felt very tight.
Also because of the light.
Yeah, so over there in the office, we only have one window that's like a tiny little window, and we weren't getting enough light with here in the living room. We have like a whole panel of windows that are open. So let us know how you guys like this vibe, how you like this setup, and if you're vibing with it. But now let's kind of catch up a little bit. Let's catch up a little bit with how the podcast has been doing. So we have one episode out, and
yes, thank you.
Yeah, I know you've been reading the comments. So what are some of the comments that stood out to you, Mom?
Well, I want to thank everybody. I mean, the comments are really good.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that you guys are happy having me here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do my best.
You're doing amazing.
In language and talking the best of my knowledge and all this stuff. So I'm trying to do really good for you guys to try to, talk about different subjects all together and figure out things.
Yeah.
So I read most of the comments, and they're really good, and I thank you for that because it's really helping me to keep doing this. I'm really excited to keep talking to you, sharing my life, my experience, so you guys can do better than me.
Yeah. So the first episode is out by the time we're filming this, and the comments were amazing. I have to say, we love you guys' feedback. We love the thumbs up. It definitely motivates us to keep going. And I was so nervous to release this podcast, but Dios sabe por qué hace las cosas, and He knows why we're doing this together. And outside of, everybody else loving it, which I'm glad they do, I love the fact that we get to talk for an hour together, I remember we had an incident last week. I was having a really hard week regarding my dad. And I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but ahorita que te diga te vas a acordar. So I was having a really hard week regarding my dad, and we went to Costco, you and I had the baby. No, I didn't have the baby.
No,
the baby stood with
alone.
Denny. Yeah, so it was just my mom and I. And then I was just down, like typically when I'm away from the baby, I try to do as much as I can, but my energy was very low. And could you tell that something was up?
I'm not sure. Maybe I wasn't aware what was going on, but I know my mom's side can feel it because I remember I was walking in front of you with the basket, right? And then out of the nothing, I feel like I need to go and give you a hug.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And
that's
so
what you're talking about?
Yeah. And so we were in Costco, and I just was feeling down, and typically I don't like to worry you because you have a million things in your brain. But now that I know what mom brain is, I 100% know, like, that intuition you feel like something's up with my kid, right?
Yes.
And so en una de esas, like, you were ahead of me with the basket, like you said, and you turn around and you give me a hug, and I just started crying.
Yeah, you start crying.
I started crying in the middle of Costco, which typically Costco is an amazing place for me. I love it there. And I started crying, and you hugged me, and you told me, you're like, what's wrong? And I just said, I miss my dad.
Yes, you told me that.
Yeah, I miss my dad. But then outside of missing my dad, when I hugged you or you hugged me, and the moment kind of came onto me, like the realization that you're no longer going to be here one day came onto me.
Excuse me.
Yeah, but that was
Yeah,
really
it's
hard.
true.
Like it was like double sadness. Like I was like, I miss my dad, and one day I'm not going to have my mom to get a hug from. Like that doesn't seem very fair, you know. It doesn't seem very nice that one day I won't have you to have these conversations. And so the thing you said, you told me, do you want to tell them what you told me?
I don't remember exactly what I told you, but I say, it's okay. I'm here.
Yeah.
Let's enjoy right now that I'm here.
Yeah.
You know, don't think about those things like one day I'm going to be gone. It's not, no, I mean,
it's hard not to.
Exactly. It's hard not to it, but I'm learning right now that my mom is not with me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm learning so much about when your mom is not here, when your dad is not here, you know, so it's like, I'm learning.
Right.
And I told you, it will be the day that you won't feel like that. I know you're going to miss me when I'm gone, but I want you to be so fulfilled that you don't have to miss me that bad.
Right.
You know?
Well, and the reason why I bring that up is because you told me, you're like, there is a reason why we're doing all of those videos together.
Yes.
And when you told me that, I was like, oh my God, I'm not ready for that. Because yeah, I mean, someday I'm going to look back at these videos and all your wisdom is going to be here in all these conversations. We're going to have a place where we look back at them together, and that's going to be really amazing. But I don't know, it was kind of like a bittersweet, like, yeah, I'm going to have these videos to remember and, you know, always be like, okay, what would my mom have said? But it was like, I don't know, it was a sad moment, girl. But yeah, that happened this week, and a lot of things happened this week.
Yes.
A lot of things happened this week, but now we're here. Gracias a Dios.
Yes, we're here.
So we were talking about what the topic for this week should be. And, you know, I actually got a message from one of my followers, subscribers, one of my girls. And I figured this would be a good topic to bring up because I don't know where I stand. And you know, maybe podemos saborear el tema, platicar to see what comes out of it.
Perfecto.
So I got a message. I'm just going to kind of paraphrase it because I don't want to bring it out right now. But basically, the girl said something along the lines of, I have one of my close friends, one of my good friends, and her husband told me that he had an affair with someone. She didn't tell me details, like if it was like a long-term affair or if it was like a one-time thing. She just said one of her close friends got cheated on, and she doesn't know if she should tell her friend. And I don't know, like I don't really know
what to say.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. Like I wanted to bring the topic to the podcast because I know that everybody here is like super insightful and they have had their own experiences, so they're going to comment like some super great things. But what do you think? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, first of all, I think it's really hard for somebody, especially whoever the man coming and tell a friend of the wife, you know, it's kind of what's going on.
Right.
For the man to realize saying something like that to a friend of the wife, I'm wondering
if
what did he think? Like, is he want the wife to know?
Right.
Or why are you telling the friend?
Right.
You know, when you know, it's like, what about if she say something? Yeah. Or maybe the man feels so much guilt.
Yeah.
That he doesn't know how to get that stuff out.
Yeah.
You know, it can be a lot of different reasons why this man is telling the friend. For sure, I think he had to be friend with the girl also. You know what I mean?
Like
with the friend of the wife.
Yeah. Wait.
To come to a friend and say, you know something, this is going on. This happened.
Yeah.
When you know your friend or the person.
Right,
you know?
right.
So it's like, for me, it's like a big thing.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's definitely very confusing because I don't really have a lot of experiences with cheaters, gracias a Dios. But I feel like if I put myself in the shoes of the friend, right? And I've always been team tell the girl. Like I would tell her, right? But I don't know the scenario. And this was pre-marital me, pre-baby me. Okay. So I don't know if this person has a baby. I don't know if this person is married to this man. I don't know what the situation is. But basically, I remember before when I was single and I would think if I ever saw my friend's man out in the street with someone else or cheating or I caught them liking pictures and stuff, I would be the first to say something. Yeah, like because I think I would try my best to tell her all the information. Now, I would only say something if I had proof.
Yeah.
Because if you say something and then the girl does, like your friend doesn't believe you, then you're just kind of like, well, I guess you just have to trust me.
That's what I'm saying, that it's hard. But now it's like, what other proofs do you need if the person who did that is telling you that he did that?
Right.
You know
But he's
what I
telling
mean?
the friend, you know?
That's what I'm saying. But he's telling the friend.
Yeah.
So you don't have to see nothing because he's saying it.
Right. Well, the
You.
friend is saying it, right? So we like if the friend is saying it to me, let's pretend you're the girl in a relationship and your boyfriend came up to me or husband and told me I'm cheating on Elisa and I feel really bad about it and I'm your friend, right?
Uh-huh.
If I come to you and I tell you, you know, Pepe told me that he's cheating on you and you have to believe me.
What?
Yeah.
It would be like, what? What are you talking about?
You would want proof.
I thought you were my friend.
You would want
It
proof.
could be a reaction like that.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of times the girl ends up getting mad at the messenger.
At the friend.
Yeah, like don't shoot the messenger, right?
I think my reaction will be probably like, how do you know?
Right. Okay, so you would
Yeah.
ask me how do you know? And that's
Yeah.
what I mean when I say like I would need to have proof before I came on to her and was like, if I have pictures, videos, or email exchanges, I'd be like, look, here's your proof, here's everything you need to know. At this time he was doing this and that and this and this and that. But if I have no proof, I don't know. Like I feel like I would keep my mouth shut.
I don't know, because you only have the confession of the guy telling you.
You need to
know that
record
he
him.
did that, right?
Oh, can we get on the phone again? Can you repeat everything you just said? Yeah, you need to record him, girl.
That's pretty hard, to. But I had to talk from my experience too.
Okay.
Because I'm the one who got cheated once, and since I know how it is and everything that I went through,
Yeah.
and how painful it was,
Yeah.
I think, is she really my friend, close friend, something? I think I won't say anything.
Like you wouldn't want her to tell you?
No, I mean, if I was the one the guy told me, now I'll just put it a different way. Now you're the one who got cheating and I'm your friend.
Cancelaron el nombre de
I know.
Jesús. But yes.
Bien cancelado, ¿no?
Sí.
Pero bueno, estamos tratando
del tema.
Exacto. So, I'm your friend
Uh-huh.
and you're the one who got cheating. So, your boyfriend come and tell me, right?
Is it boyfriend or husband? Because I feel like it's different.
Well, that's true.
Let's
Because
pretend it's husband, right? Like
okay,
it's serious.
husband. It's a family thing.
Yeah, like I have a kid
Maybe,
already. Yeah.
Okay, you have a kid and
It's my
you're
husband.
my friend and it's your husband. Is he come to me and tell me, oh, I cheat on Stacy?
Cancelo.
I just don't use your name.
Call me Margarita.
Okay, Margarita. Okay, Maria.
Yeah, Maria. Call me Maria.
Okay, Maria. I'm sorry. I mean, nothing against Maria's. Okay?
No, yeah.
Just it's hard to
Yeah, just the name. It's
just the
Maria.
name. Yeah. Okay, you Maria, you my friend. So your husband come to me and one day he says, oh, can I talk to you? And then I say, yeah. And then he will say like, you know something, I really need to take this out of my chest. And then I will say like, yeah, what's going on? You know? And then he will say, oh, I cheat on Maria. And then first of all, my reaction will be like, excuse me?
And is he saying anything more? Or?
And probably he will say like, yeah, it happens when I was doing this or I was working there, and wasn't only once. Was a different person.
Different people?
Just imagine.
Like more than one person?
More than one person. So just imagine that. And then what, as a friend, would you tell Maria?
Oh my God, that is so hard.
You know?
Okay, but wait.
I mean, did this person say only once or twice or what?
Right.
I mean, it's really hard because they're not giving us a lot of stuff to talk about. We're just making it up right now.
That is so hard.
No, I mean, it's true. It's true because, I mean, just to think about cheating, I mean, it's awful.
Yeah.
I went through and I will give my perspective.
Yeah.
You know, side like.
Right. Well, I laugh because I'm kind of like in shock. Like, I don't even know what would drive a man. Like the guilt he felt must be so intense for him to tell our follower I cheated on Maria, right? And to me, like when I think cheating, I always think like, okay, he fell in love with someone else and he started a relationship with someone else, and people drift apart. Like that's kind of how I think about it. But to think like this guy was out there just finding different women and sleeping with them, like it doesn't sound like, I mean, he sounds remorseful now, but it doesn't sound like, oh, I really fell in love with someone and I could forgive that. Like, it just kind of felt like he just wanted to be intimate with people.
Probably. I'm not a man and I never cheat
Right.
to figure it out, like why did he did that, or how many times did he did that,
Yeah.
or what was going on in his life at that moment, how was the marriage going. I mean,
Right.
it's a lot of questions that we can think
Ask.
about it, like if we know for real who was it,
Yeah.
but we just speculation right now, like
Speculating, yeah.
yeah, like what happened, right?
Right.
But if I was really a friend of this
Of Maria.
lady,
Mm-hmm.
of Maria, for me, like I say, since I went through that, I don't think I will tell Maria.
You would
If
not
she
tell
was
her.
my really good friend,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I would tell Maria, because I don't want Maria to go through what I went through. So much pain and so much loss and so much of everything. I will keep quiet myself.
So you think you're kind of team corazón que no ve, corazón que no siente.
Not that.
Because I mean that's what you're saying.
But
Like if she never finds out and I don't tell her, she gets to live her perfect life without
look, it's a lot of things that we have to think about it, and I wish this person would tell us more, right?
Right.
Because if it happened one time
right.
with somebody, whatever, if she doesn't know, why I should go and break the marriage and break her heart and let her go through so devastating times and
Yeah.
everything. It's
Yeah.
awful. It's awful. I don't want anybody to go through that, especially if they're married and
There's
they're
kids.
married and there's kids. Oh no, I don't want them. So if it happens one time that he cheat on Maria, I won't say anything.
And if he's having a relationship with someone, would
Is
you?
he go and have kids with somebody else? For sure, I think I will say something.
So he has to have kids for you to say
Not
something.
only kids, but to have he's have two different houses, come and go,
Yeah.
and he told me that. For sure I would say, something, you need help.
Right.
You should do something. You should make up your mind, because
Yeah.
it's a different thing. Cheating is cheating.
Right.
But it's a different thing if a man goes with a woman for once,
Mhm.
for any reason,
Right.
and leave that woman and go back to his wife and house and family, right?
Mhm.
But some guys, they cheat and they're still cheating their whole life.
Like they're just
may
cheaters.
exactly. They made two different families, sometimes three women, whatever. They're the ones that have a problem.
Right.
So depends. Whatever's going on, I will tell them. But
Yeah.
for sure, if it was one stand, like this guy went once because he told you that, oh, I only did it once.
Mhm.
Even if I go with 2 or 3 different women and that, like period of time,
Yeah.
But now he's not doing it anymore.
Mhm.
It's like I won't say anything.
Well, that's really interesting that you think like that, because as someone who went through what you went through in your marriage and you know everything that you know, let's flip it around. If you were in a situation where you had your marriage, you had your kids, and you were happy, in your eyes you're happy,
Yeah.
couples go through things, so you're like, oh, we're just in a rough patch. But then one of, let's say, your sisters knew what your partner was doing, would you want them to tell you?
Actually, if it was me, you're saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
When it happens to me, my sister knows.
Oh, really? One of my tias
Yeah,
knew?
one of your tias knows.
Oh, she knew in the
She knew because she saw
my dad.
your dad and the girl.
Wow. Did she tell you?
She didn't tell me because I was pregnant.
Oh, wow. See what I mean? Like, it is so hard.
She didn't tell me because I was pregnant with your brother. So she thought that I can lose your brother.
And that's true.
So she kept quiet. Yeah, she did the opposite. Instead of the coming and let me know,
Mhm.
she went and meet with your dad alone.
Yeah. So are you glad that she didn't tell you?
I think I'm glad now if I think about it, because if you're pregnant and this is happening to you, you won't have the strength to go through the whole thing.
I agree. I mean, a
And
pregnant,
first of all, you have to think about your baby.
100%. You know what's funny right now? There's kind of like a trend on TikTok. I don't know if I'm on Mexican TikTok or why I keep getting Spanish TikToks, but it's so funny because son las mujeres, like it's women making this trend, and they're saying, I'll say it in Spanish, cuando me vienen a decir que me están poniendo cuerno pero me mantienen, me van a pagar la cirugía y tengo a los niños en el colegio y están cantando la canción y le creo, le creo, le creo de la Gloria Trevi con los ojos cerrados. So that's what I mean. It's different between like a boyfriend and a husband and you have kids, right?
Exactly.
Because I think if I have a friend and she just has a boyfriend, they don't have kids, I am telling her, hey, this man told me that he's cheating on you or he cheated on you. You can get mad at me if you want, but before you go and have kids with this man who has already cheated on you, you need to know what he did. You have all the information to walk away. If the friend or the woman is pregnant or has kids, or, you know, le está yendo bien, I guess, yeah, you do think about it like, damn, do I tell her and break up her fantasy? Now, my question is, what happens if she finds out and then she knows that you know all along? You know what I mean? Like, how do you keep that kind of information from one of your friends? Because it's kind of like a double-edged sword. She'll be mad at you because you told her, or she'll be mad at you because you didn't tell her.
Actually, in my case, I figured it out by myself when I was still pregnant.
And how did you find out that one of my tias knew?
Because I started talking. I mean, first when I start feeling different with your dad, I told him, like, what's going on? I feel weird because this and that, right?
Yeah.
And then I remember one time going to my mom's house when your tia was there. She asked me, "How you look different? You know, you look sad." And I say, "No, I'm okay." You know,
My brother had already been born?
no,
Oh, you were still
I
pregnant.
was still pregnant. And then she says, "What are you sad for?" And I say, "I don't know. I feel bad, this and that." And even I made a comment about that I was thinking that he was doing something wrong. And even though she knows, she says, "Don't worry about it. I don't think he's doing that."
Wow.
And your tia know. And she already talked to him to do something about it.
She talked to my dad?
Yeah. So your tia, that day that I went so sad, she saw me sad and she asked me, and I say, "I think he's doing something wrong." And then she told me, "No, don't worry about it. I don't think he's doing nothing wrong." But she already knows. She already talked to your dad. But later on, when everything came out, I talked to her again and I say, "How can you never say anything?" And then she says, "Because I want the baby to be okay."
Wow.
So your tia was taking care of the baby because she knows that I was going to react crazy.
Wow. And do you, like, now looking back, were you ever mad at her for not telling you?
No, actually, the one who was mad at her was your dad. He
For not
always
telling?
thought that she was the one that told me.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so I mean, see what I mean? Like, if I'm pregnant and somebody finds out something, don't tell me. 100% don't tell me.
Yeah, I was pregnant. That's why she made the decision not to tell me, because
like,
of the baby.
I can make that decision now. Like, I could say, if I'm pregnant, don't tell me. Dejen que me haga pendeja for until my baby's born, until I'm strong enough. Because even postpartum, getting cheated on, pregnant or postpartum, oh my God. Like, fun fact, most infidelities happen when a woman is pregnant or freshly postpartum. And now that I've been through postpartum, right? Like, I've had my baby, I see that before you're a mom, you only focus on your husband, right? Like, your husband, like, he's your love. And I remember there would be times like, yo era bien encimosa con el Denny. Like, I was always kissing on him and being on him and everything on him. And ever since SJ was born, I give all of that love to SJ, you know? And of course, like, when you're freshly postpartum, you can be intimate. Like, you're a ball of emotions. Yeah. The last thing you care about is being intimate with your husband. Like, if you're breastfeeding, there's a hormone that doesn't even make you want to be intimate. So your husband does take kind of a back turn, like a back seat to your baby and to your postpartum journey. But I still don't think that's an excuse for
them to do that.
Yeah, because I don't think men will ever understand how fragile we are during that time period and how much damage they can really cause. And if they do understand and they don't care, that is
That's
insane.
even worse.
Yeah, it's so selfish.
Yeah.
It is so selfish. But I mean, I know we're diverging a little bit. But why do you think that, like, in your experience, when you were pregnant, did you see any signs that, like, did you see it coming?
Yes.
You did?
I definitely. I mean, pretty much we're going through my life again.
I know.
But it's where's Maria?
Well,
Hello, Maria.
I'm only asking because,
No, it's
typically
okay.
I ask a lot of questions, right?
No,
If you
it's
want to ask
fine.
me, it's fine. But I don't have experience in that department. And I ask if you saw it coming because from your divorce, I think a big trauma of mine was, if my mom got cheated on, I'm going to get cheated on, right? Like that's cancelado. I mean, and that's something that my brain kind of took on as a 13-year-old. Like I personalized it. And it took me a long time and the right therapist to tell me most women, when they're getting cheated on, they know. Like they have a feeling.
Yeah.
And before I didn't know, I was like, oh, yo voy a estar bien a gusto viviendo mi vida y de repente va a llegar. Because when I saw that happen in your marriage,
Yes.
that's how I saw it happen. I didn't see any coming signs because I was a little girl. There was no way I should have known. But, you have been through it. And if you're willing to share, like, what are some of the signs that you saw? Like, did you see your marriage falling apart, before it happened?
Actually, no. I think one of the first signs that I can remember was our marriage was a good marriage and everything was fine and nice. And I mean, I think he started doing things more like stronger. Like he was really like lovable, but he was doing it more exaggeration.
Or like he was being rough?
No, he was doing more like te quiero mucho, mija, que te traigo, que te pongo, donde te llevo, like
he was
doing nice
compensating.
things. Exactly. He was compensating. I was thinking like, wait a minute, what is this?
Yeah.
He was really nice all the time, but why is so much now?
Yeah.
As women, we have the sense that, it make us think like what's going on. Plus, we're always looking for things, so that was one of the first things. And also, they start having a pattern like, oh, I had to go to work at this time. Oh, I had to do this at this time, so why at this time? Then you start asking yourself, what is it at this time?
Yeah, like it wasn't his normal working hours.
Exactly. And then if you smart, you say, oh, can we do this? And then they will say, oh, but I have to go do this, So you start thinking about it, so you start finding out things. But for sure, if they're doing it, they do things different.
And okay, so
or too much or a lot of less.
Yeah. So, there's a whole other topic or podcast topic of, getting cheated on while pregnant or postpartum, because that's in my heart. There's a special place. No quiero mandar a nadie al infierno, but there's a special place in hell.
No somos nadie.
No somos nadie. Yeah, you're right.
Al infierno.
Well, okay, we're
not judging anybody.
No, yeah. No, only God can judge. But
Amen.
There's a special place. I just don't understand how a man could do that to a pregnant woman. And maybe because...
Me either.
Maybe because I've been pregnant and I know la chinga que te paras cuando estás embarazada and postpartum, but I guess men will never know. They don't know
because they're never gonna have a baby.
They'll never know what it's like, right? So they can't empathize with
exactly 100%. For women, they can.
They don't understand
those feelings that we have. It's a privilege that we have to be able to give life. Is beautiful. So they can never feel the same way we feel.
Yeah,
and they can never compare to ourselves.
Yeah,
they have their own thing to do in life, and we have the most beautiful part to bring life into this world.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I
but
agree.
now let's go back to Maria.
Yeah,
because actually your friend is asking like, should I tell Maria or not?
Yeah,
right. I can talk about my experience and my own life. Definitely anytime we can make a subject about the signs or whatever, like you were asking me. But let's go back to Maria. So your friend knows what we should do,
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
in your case, is good point that you say, okay, if it's only a boyfriend, definitely, me too.
Tell her.
Voy y le digo, hey, mija, no.
Yeah.
Tranquila, déjame este hombre.
Yes.
Wait for the right one. Because it's, right now, he's your boyfriend and he's cheating on you, definitely if you marry, you're gonna mess up.
He's gonna cheat again.
Yes, exactly.
Right. Because to pause in that point, if they're cheating on you when they're your boyfriend, when it gets real dirt, like real ugly in the postpartum, when you can't even touch him for months,
Exactly.
I'm telling you,
he's not even gonna think about it.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, ya me perdonó una, me perdona otra.
It's another subject.
That's another subject.
It's another subject.
Yeah.
Good to discuss.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But definitely for depends. Like, repeat again. Like, if it's only a boyfriend, it's not that about him. I will go in and tell Maria, you know something, this is going on. He told me, you don't want to believe me, it's fine, but I'm here, I'm still your friend.
Yeah.
But I know he's not worth it.
Right.
I'm sorry. If he's doing this right now, definitely he's going to do something worse.
But now, if we're talking about a long-term partner and there's kids involved,
I will keep quiet.
You will keep quiet, Mom?
I mean, if, like I say, he come to me and tell me, definitely I will ask him like, okay, how many times did you stop that? Or for how long did you did this?
And how do you know that he won't do it again?
Because I think I want to be in this guy's mind. Like, what is he telling the friend for? To test maybe the friend to see if she's going to go right away and tell? You know, it can be too. Or to trust the friend to see, but I can think about it like, what is he telling the best friend or the friend, you know?
Well, let me tell you something. For me, don't tell me anything because I'm telling. Like, I cannot. Like, please do not tell me a secret like that. And not even because she's my friend, but even if my friend tells me I'm cheating on my man, I would tell him too. Like, I don't know. Like, that
just because, look, it's really hard, like I say. The reason I won't say anything because I already went through the stuff.
I know.
And I know how painful it is. And I know how hard it is to deal with. And I know your whole life you have it in you. And I know how the kids get messed up.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why it hurt me. Just to know and to keep quiet if I know.
Yeah.
But if I see her that she's happy and the kids are happy and he's not doing it anymore, it's like, why should I go and destroy this family?
Wow.
Because I'm thinking about destroying this family.
You know what the craziest part is though? Like, yeah, you sound like a great friend when you say that, but to me it's
because
like,
I love my friend.
Right. But to me it's like he destroyed his own family.
I know,
You
but
know?
it's really hard to be in the position of this friend.
Yeah.
The one who write the comment.
100%.
Like, what should I do? You know? It's really hard
Yeah.
because you loved your friend. But at the end, I would think this way. Because she's taking time to think
Figure
about
it out,
right?
yeah.
So if she's taking time, she didn't go right away. That's mean she knows that she's gonna do something that can be devastated, not for one person, for more than one.
Right.
You know, so it's really hard. But I can say if it was me, I think I would think about it my whole life.
Wow.
You know, like, and then if I can think about it, what about the guy die? I won't tell my friend.
Right. Well, no, at that point, let her live.
I know, but it's like I say, if I really like this friend, if it's my close friend, I won't say anything.
So you would do the same thing for your sisters?
No.
You would tell your sisters?
No.
You
I
won't
won't
not.
tell my sister. I think if I know that this guy did it once, or I mean for sometimes, but he's not doing it anymore, what should I go and tell them?
So you think the same thing for your daughters?
Ay.
That's hard.
Ay.
That's hard.
Excuse me. I'm sorry, guys. She struck me really good.
Well, because if I'm gonna host, I'm gonna host this podcast, girl.
Oh yeah,
she
knows how to boom. Just ay, en el hígado me diste.
Cancelado, no. Ojalá que nunca le pase a tus hijas.
No, I pray so hard for that.
Me too, girl.
And I, please God, I beg you.
But I just wonder, like, where the line is, right? Because
I'm sorry. Now I have the answer.
yeah.
I think if it was one of my girls, I think I will go straight out with him.
What would you tell him?
And I will talk to him. from a mom point of view,
Mm-hmm.
from somebody who went through.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would talk to
Him.
I would talk to them.
To the guy or to the girl?
No, to the guy.
What would you tell him?
Before I go say something to my daughter, I will go straight out to. I don't want to say Danny.
No,
you know, because
cancelado.
cancelado. I don't
Let's
want to
focus
say.
on Maria. Maria is your daughter.
Maria. Okay, Maria
Maria
is my daughter.
Pepe.
Yes, Maria is my daughter,
Uh-huh.
and I'm the one who find out. I will go straight out with Pepe.
And
And
what
I'll
would you
say, Pepe,
Por favor, Pepe.
por favor, Pepe.
No seas estúpido.
Pepe, you don't know what you're losing. You don't know what you're doing, Pepe. No. For real. I mean, no, this is serious.
Yeah.
You have to understand. This is a big thing. I'm sorry, guys. We try to,
It's
to make
nerve-wracking.
it. Yeah, it's crazy just to think about one of my daughters.
Cancelado.
Cancelado. But anyways, I mean, if I find out, I will go to Pepe and I will talk to him.
What would you
Like,
tell him?
I would tell him, Pepe, if he tell me,
Mhm.
I have, I don't have, I will react different way.
Mm-hmm.
But first thing I will ask him, like, why do you do this?
Right.
What is it that you're missing in your relationship?
Mm-hmm.
What is it that you need?
Yeah.
How many times? Because it's really important if he did it once
Mm-hmm.
and he really sorry for it,
Mm-hmm.
like he regretted
Mm-hmm.
to be doing that stuff. It's a lot of things that goes even with men,
Yeah.
because we have to find out why,
Mm-hmm.
how he was feeling, how many times he did that, what is it that he's missing, how that he is feeling, because we don't know why they do that.
Yeah.
A cheating person, it can be a woman or man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
any both sides, right?
Yeah.
So we had to ask, because definitely who cheated is the one that had the problem, not
Mhm.
the person who got cheated.
Right.
Okay, so I will talk to him and I will try to figure it out, find out why are you doing this. Are you tired of your marriage? Are you, whatever, and your relationship?
Right.
And now, for sure, I would advise Pepe, like, something, you should talk to her before you keep doing this.
Right.
Because when I got cheating, I remember thinking and saying, talking to somebody. One of the times that I talked to your dad, I remember telling your dad, like, why did you do this? If you told me that you were tired of me acting certain way,
Mm-hmm.
I will stop.
Yeah.
I will put myself as a mat and you can walk on top of me. But why bring a third person into a relationship?
Yeah.
So I will talk to Pepe and I will ask him, like, why? What do you want? What you expecting from this?
Mhm.
Because if you really want to finish your marriage, you should talk to her before you cheat. So if before I go to my daughter Maria, I will definitely talk to him first.
Yeah.
And if he says, I don't care about this marriage anymore, then I will say, okay, put your pants on and go talk to her
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
finish this the right way.
Like-
Because you have kids
Mm-hmm.
and the kids will get hurt.
Right. Like, it's better to just tell her up front you don't want to be with her anymore.
Exactly. Because she's going to suffer.
Yeah.
Anyways, no
Right.
matter how you lose your marriage when it's lost, you suffer crazy,
Mm-hmm.
right? But you suffer double
Right.
when it's already another person
When there's a
in the
betrayal.
relationship. Exactly. It's double pain.
Yeah.
So why bring double pain to somebody? It's better to say the truth.
So I think that's valid, right? Like, if
Yeah.
I knew that you knew, right, that something was happening and you talked to my spouse, yeah, I would much rather my mom receive the bad news,
Yes.
And because you, as a mom, like, you kind of want to cover, and I guess it's like the same thing with a friend. Like, you want to cover their pain so that they don't go through it. But I don't know, like, it's just such a hard place to be in. Like, to know that somebody's getting cheated on. I guess I would say, if you do know that somebody's getting cheated on, get proof. Get proof, because once you have proof, there's nothing that can go against it. The second thing I would say is, if the woman is pregnant or freshly postpartum, hold off on that
Yes,
information.
for sure.
Hold off on that information. And if the conversation is happening with the guy, right? Like if the guy tells you, or you find him, like you find out he's liking pictures, or you saw him out and about with someone, I would say have that conversation with him of, are you in love with this person? Do you want to pursue a relationship with them? And you want to end the relationship with my friend? Or did you mess up? Is this like a one-time thing? Like, do you think you're going to do it again? Like, where are you at, right? Like if you're still in love with my friend, but you just had a slip up, right? You need to decide like if you're going to want to continue your marriage or not. I don't think that there's a right or a wrong answer. Like I think it's situational for both, like depending on the situation. Because if I knew this was happening to a close friend of mine and she doesn't have kids, she doesn't have a husband, I'm telling her. 100%. I'm telling her.
Yeah.
If there's kids involved, I would try my best to hold that information, but it would be really hard. Like I don't think I could hang out with her, and not because she did anything wrong, but I would just be like, I would be so mad at him. I would be so upset at him. I'd be like, you piece of caca. Like, ¿cómo te atreves? ¿Cómo te atreves? Like, knowing that she treated you so good, knowing that she gave you kids, knowing that que se partió la madre, like, she gave you everything. Like, how could you do this to her? I would be so mad at her. Like, I would keep the secret. I would try my best to keep the secret, but I couldn't hang out with him anymore. You know?
But then if you cut the relationship with the husband and you really friends with them, I mean, it's like she will start thinking, why you don't want to say hi to my husband, or why you don't want to come to the house anymore. You know, she will start thinking about something. Because women, we're so smart. I mean, you know, when it comes to a relationship, I don't know if everybody, right? But you always want to know, like, why is this different?
Yeah.
Why are you acting like that?
Well, I guess I would just try my best to step as far away as I could, you know, because I for sure have been someone in the past, and I've gotten better at it. But anytime one of my friends, boyfriends or partners has done something wrong to them and they forgive them, like I hold a lot of resentment for the man, you know, because I'm like, hijo de tu, you know, like she's so great, she's so amazing.
But that's another thing. Sometimes you want to do good to your friend.
Yeah.
And then they're still together. And then you become la matiche.
Yeah, you become the one that ruined everything because you told her.
Exactly, and then they hate you.
Yeah,
because you then they can tell you, oh, you want to destroy my relationship.
Yeah,
it's a double thing. You know, you don't know. But like I say, if I'm really friend with Maria and she's married and she had kids, I wouldn't say anything.
You wouldn't say anything.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, so I wouldn't say anything.
Is that the advice you're giving our listener, to not say anything?
Well, she says that she's married and she had kids.
She didn't say.
She didn't say.
No nos dio tanta información.
Okay, listener. Mm-hmm. If she's not married yet, and she doesn't have kids, you can say something.
Yeah.
If it's a boyfriend, girlfriend, say something, because maybe you can save that girl's problem later. Yeah. You know, but different. If Maria's married, if Maria had kids, she has a family already, please don't say it.
No, you don't think so?
No, don't say it. Especially if this guy says they only once, and he's doing better. I mean, you know, because you can tell when a man is regretted. Like, I did this wrong, and to the point that he says, you know something, I had this in my chest, and I did so wrong, and this time years ago, but now I feel really bad, and I haven't done it. Then, I mean, don't say anything.
I would definitely tell the guy, like, you need to get a therapist and don't include me in your marital issues.
For sure. Don't be telling me those things. Yeah, you know, like, because then...
Yeah, like, you're putting people in a really tough situation. You know, like, if you stumble across information and you see your friend's man walking around with someone else, then that's like something that you're like, oh, I know this and she doesn't. Like, you know, it's an accident. But if he's purposely including you in this...
triangle,
like he's bringing you into the marriage, like I feel like that's a little bit unfair for the friend, you know, because then you put her in a position where she's here, you know. Now I am curious, I don't like, for sure, if any of my friends' boyfriends are listening, do not tell me, because I will slash your tires for her.
I won't do that.
No, I will be so pissed. I'd be like, are you kidding me? You know, I'd be pissed. But I would say, like, yeah, don't tell me, don't include me in that. Get a therapist. If your guilt is so bad, like go to a therapist, talk to one of your boy or guy friends. Don't include your best friend's friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, don't include your best friend's friend, because at that point you're right. Like maybe he wanted it to get known or whatever.
Or maybe he really want the friend to tell Maria.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Like,
saying. Yeah.
Maria, this is going on, and then he will have the strength to go and say, I'm sorry, I messed up, mija.
Right.
You know, it's true or whatever. It can be two faces too, because then he can say, no, your friend is lying.
Yeah.
I never say that stuff.
Yep.
Yo, that's pretty.
Yeah.
That's pretty hard.
So I'm wondering, and I don't know if you want to share this or not, so you could tell me, and if not, we could take it out. But when my tia found out, can we talk about that?
Yeah.
When my tia found out, you said she approached my dad?
Yeah.
And what did she tell my dad?
She told you that
Like she went to his office, or where?
No, actually, the first time she saw your dad with this girl, they were in a restaurant and they were eating alone at a table. So she knows that for sure he was with the girl.
Like dating. They were dating.
Mm-hmm. So that moment, you tia saw your dad on the table and she went to say hi to your dad.
I love that.
And your dad looked at her and he became
He was
all
shook.
red. Exactly, in shock. And your tia say hi, you know, how you doing, whatever. And then
The tea.
she says, is that okay if I call you later?
She told my dad that.
Mhm.
Wow.
And your dad say, what for?
Ay, mi pa.
And then your tia say, just to talk to you a little bit.
Oh, wow.
And then he says, we can talk now. And he get out from the table and they walk a little away from the table where the girl was. And your tia told you that, like, what are you doing?
Right.
And then he says, oh, nothing. She's my secretary. But your tia knows we have a different secretary.
Right.
And then she says, I don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I just want you to let you know that if my sister find out about this, she's going to be devastated.
Right.
And she won't be able to handle it right now.
Because you were already pregnant.
Because I was pregnant. I have 4 months pregnant.
Oh my gosh.
So, and he says, no, don't worry about it. Don't even say anything. You know, like, everything is fine. Don't take care of your business.
Wow. I mean,
we should not be talking about your dad because he's gone.
Yeah.
And like I said, I forgot. Exacto. I mean, this is about Maria.
Yeah, we've forgiven and moved on. I was just shocked because, like, what do you tell someone? Like, I feel like I've never been in that situation where, like, I found out something, but I know for sure, you know, the only time ever that I've been into something similar is I was dating. This is funny. Story time. I was dating this guy before I met Denny. I was dating this guy, and I
good thing wasn't after.
Definitely not after I met Denny. No, it was before I met him, and I was dating him, and he had just gotten out of a long relationship, and you know, we were dating, and I really wasn't like 100% into him, but we were dating for a couple of dates, and I remember he would talk like about his past relationship. In my mind, I already knew if he's talking about his ex, it's because he's not over her. So I never took it like, oh, we're going to date forever and this is going to be my husband or anything like that. But I remember one time she somehow found out that he was dating me. And I don't know how she found out, but she found my Instagram and she messaged me. And she's like, I just want to let you know that, I don't know, we'll call him Eric. Yeah, we'll call him Eric. I just want to let you know that Eric and I are dating. Oh no, I want to let you know that Eric and I are still dating. And even though he's dating you, he's still not over me, and he wants to work things out with me. Right? I didn't even have proof that it was happening. Like, she didn't send me messages or pictures of them together or anything like that. But that simple message was enough for me to be like, nah, okay, like, you could have him. Yeah, like, you could have him. Like, girl, obviously you guys are in love. Obviously this man is not over you. Like, please go back and get together, figure yourselves out. You know, they were broken up at the time that him and I were dating. But that's the only time that something like that, gracias a Dios, has happened. And it came directly from her mouth. Right?
That's a different thing.
Right. But I think if I really would have liked him, right? Like, let's pretend I really liked him and this was someone that I really wanted to be with. If she didn't have proof, I easily could have been like, no te creo. I'm going to keep dating him, you know?
But, I mean, just the fact that another woman is calling you,
Yeah.
just get out of there.
Yeah, enough.
You
It's
know,
enough. Yeah.
exactly. Why are you gonna stay in a relationship when somebody else is so into it also? I mean,
Yeah.
it's another woman called you, let it go.
Yep.
I mean, like the movie, let it go, let it
Yeah,
go.
that
You
was
know,
definitely
exactly. There's so many men in this earth.
I
Why we
agree.
have to fight for one?
We don't, girl. That's why I let him
I
go.
think it's more like a woman's power. Like, oh no, she's not gonna take it away from me. You know, I'm better than her. Things like that. You know, no. Let it go. I mean,
yeah. I think before I was married and I had a baby, my logic was if he wants to go, let him. Like if
exactly.
another woman thinks this man is the love of her life, who am I to get in her way? Let her. You know, te lo regalo, mija, te lo empaco y todo.
Look, I think it's so important as a woman, and this is for all women. Why? If we all stick together and still instead of be fighting, we should do better. Like the soonest I know a woman is calling me, I say, perfect, baby, take her.
Right. And
You
no,
know,
and that's
that way we help, and that way we stop men for cheating and do things like that.
right. Well, now, no, I feel like that, right? And I felt like that. But then I got married and I had my baby. And now I think to myself, no te vayas a atrever, not because of me, but because my baby. Like, don't take my baby's dad away from him.
Like I said, it's a different thing.
And I don't even mean to the woman. I mean to my husband, right?
Exactly.
I'm talking about my husband. Like, don't do this to your son. Don't do this to your son, because I guess we have the perspective that we've lived through a divorce, right? So we know how ugly it can get. We know how everything falls apart and it breaks apart. But when it's boyfriend and girlfriend, before there's even a kid involved, even if you're married,
Exactly.
before there's a kid involved, si tú lo quieres, te lo empaco y te lo mando. Priority
Be
girl.
Express.
Yeah, priority girl. He'll be there in 3 days. You know,
less than 1 day.
Yeah.
We pay extra, but
Yeah.
we can get there in a day.
Yeah, but it's like once you have your kids, you're just like, oh my God, te duelen los hijos, you know?
I know me duelen los hijos. Todavía me duelen los hijos. Pero I think that's what I'm saying about women. If you're a real woman, you don't want to be involved in a relationship with 3 people.
I know, I agree, but
so be a woman. Be a woman, and as soon as you know this man has somebody else, a phone number, a picture, or whatever, leave.
yeah,
Leave as a good woman. Respect yourself and leave. It's about respecting yourself.
yeah,
Because if we all respect ourselves, we won't be involved in things like that. Because for be a cheating, it had to be a third person. So don't be the third person. Don't be. I mean, the power is in you. So you say, oh, no, wait a minute. Because we're so smart. Women, we're really smart. And we know when this man has somebody else.
yeah.
The sign is right there in front of you. So why? Sometimes we can do it because we want power to show the other girl that we more beautiful, stronger, or smart.
Yeah.
If you cheating or be a part of the cheating relationship, I'm sorry, but you're not as smart.
Well, a lot of times men lie too, Mom.
I know they lie, but as soon as you know, I say.
Yeah.
If you don't know, you have no guilt.
Right. There's nothing on your conscience.
Exactly. But you know, don't be blind about the signs. It's another thing. Because, I gonna like, I never see this. I never, no. You're really smart. Women are really smart. We're really smart. The soon as you know a little sign that he had somebody else, just leave.
Yeah.
Respect yourself and respect the other woman. If we as women respect ourselves and respect the other woman, it won't be this going on so badly lately.
Yeah. I mean, I think definitely every situation is so different. And
exactly.
And, you know, I really wish we lived in a perfect world where everybody was honest, you know, and every man said, you know, yeah, like I'm here cheating or whatever, because there are women and men who don't care. They don't care. They don't care that there's a relationship. They don't care that there's a marriage. They don't care that there's kids.
But that's what I'm saying, that they had to value themselves.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you're talking about, like, I agree with you, but you're talking about like generational trauma, right? Like if we even think about your situation and like what that girl that was the third person in your marriage was going through, I'm sure we can find some trauma in her life as to why she was doing the things she was doing, you know? And so I think I agree, like, do your best to not be the third person in someone else's marriage, because you don't want that on your conscience. You don't want that on your karma. You don't want that on your soul, you know?
And you don't want that in your generations.
You don't want that in your generations. Yeah. And I hope and pray that it's riddle of all of our generations to come.
Amen.
But yeah, like, it's really hard, you know? It's really hard. And I hope that, like, cheating is just so ugly. Like, it's such a
Look, I will
heavy
give you an
subject.
example. I went through that, right? Years later, I used to have another job, the payroll company that I used to work for. And I remember this guy that was working with me, a really handsome guy. And he was really nice to me, right? And as a young woman in that time, 30 something, less than 40, I look at the guy and I say, oh, wow, he's really handsome. And he was really nice to me. But one day, thanks God, he went to work and he was wearing the ring, the wedding ring. And that day, I look at him and I see the ring and I say, oh, no.
Yeah.
Out of the question.
Yeah.
Why? Because I'm a woman. I know what it is.
Yeah.
And I respect that.
I agree.
And then I start talking in a different way. I was nice, but my mentality was he's married. I had to respect the wife.
Yeah, I agree.
And even myself, for those many years that I've been alone, I've been telling guys sometimes, like, I respect your wife.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me like that because I know you're married.
Yeah.
So don't come and talk to me. You don't respect your wife. I respect your wife for you.
Period.
So that's the way you are.
Period, queen.
That's a woman talking.
Yeah.
And then when a woman talk like that to a man, like, you stop that guy right there.
Yeah.
Not because of him, but that's because you are a woman.
Yeah.
And you're respecting the woman in the house.
Yeah.
And the way that you're respecting the other woman, you giving value to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's definitely, I feel like now we're in a generation where there's more girls than ever, right? Like, now, like, if one of my subscribers comes up to me and their man is there, yeah, lo saludo, but I'm always looking at her. I'm like, how are you, girl? Blah, blah, blah.
Exactly.
You know, because, yeah, we do want to respect all of that. And unfortunately, there's people who have been through traumatic situations that have led them to believe that they're not worthy of a relationship themselves. You know, because if you truly in your heart of hearts believe that you deserve love, you are gonna find the love of your life. And I guarantee you, the love of your life is not another man's husband.
Exactly.
The love of your life, the man that God has for you, is not another woman's husband.
No. God will never break a marriage to give you a man.
Oh, yeah.
Believe me.
Yeah.
No. If you think about that, I'm so sorry, my darling, but no.
Yeah.
God has the perfect man for you.
Yeah.
Just
Amen.
wait for it.
Yeah.
I mean, he had one for you for sure.
Yeah.
So don't be getting somebody else.
Yeah. So, you know, hopefully all of our listeners, I mean, this is a place where we hold non-judgmental conversations,
Exactly.
right? Like, everybody's welcome here, regardless of what your relationship status is. Just don't tell me. Don't tell me, because I will tell your girlfriend. I will tell the girlfriend of the guy or whatever. But yeah, I feel like, at the end of the day, if you come up into information where you know your friend's getting cheated on, I think it's situational. Everybody knows for themselves if they should say or not. If your friend's boyfriend or husband is telling you things like that, I would definitely set that boundary where it's like, don't include me in your marriage unless you're going to want me to do something about it. And at the end of the day, like, we're all just trying our best.
Exactly.
You know, we're all just trying our best. And I think if at the end of the day, you don't tell your friend something because you want to protect her mental health.
I would do it because of that reason.
Right.
Because I really love my friend.
Right.
You know?
And if she ends up finding out and then she's mad at you, I think that's just a consequence that comes with trying to protect her.
I don't think if she find out at the end that you know. I think if you say the truth, why you keep quiet? Like, I really don't want you to go through that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, because I love you and I know how bad it is.
Yeah.
I think she will understand.
Yeah.
Because you're doing it for love.
Yeah.
Because if I don't like my friend, I will go right away and tell Maria, you know something, your husband told me that he's cheating on you.
Wow. I mean,
You know?
we're
But
like,
I love you
Right,
as
right,
a
right.
friend. So I will take care of you as much as I can. The care that he's not giving you, I will give it to you because I'm your friend.
Wow.
And I care about you and I love you as my friend.
I am really curious to see what our listeners are going to say, because someone else can say, because I love you, I'm going to tell you. You know what I mean? So I am super curious to know where you guys land in all of this. Definitely let us know if you came up on information that your best friend was getting cheated on. Would you tell her? Would you not tell her? What would you tell him? And what would you do with that information? Because I feel like I don't have an answer. I think it depends on the situation. I hope I'm never in that position, because I don't want to be in that position. But yeah, I feel like we are an hour in. So yeah, I don't know that sorry girl. I hope that you find an answer for yourself, and that this helped. I hope that this helped.
Yeah.
And
I hope so too.
And I pray and hope that everybody that's listening to this never gets cheated on, and never has to be put in a situation like that, because nobody deserves that.
No, nobody.
Nobody deserves that. That's going to be it from us.
Yeah, I hope for everything that we say that you get an idea and pray, think about it, and I hope you do the best.
Yes. So thank you so much for tuning in. We love to hear back from you guys, so definitely let us know in the comments. Hit the like button, subscribe to us if you haven't, because we are here every Monday. Monday is our upload days. So yeah, las queremos mucho, mucho, mucho.
La respetamos muchísimo más.
Yes, que Dios las bendiga, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.